Thank you so much, Kimberly, and also thank you so much to Vera Jackson for planning this today. It's a momentous event, and I'm so thrilled that now we will have an Epilepsy Foundation affiliate in Metropolitan Washington. It's going to be a wonderful, this is a wonderful conference to start off with, and I know that we're all excited to be here. I was, in the video just now, I love some of the quotes I heard, just, living life on life's terms, and don't tell me what I can't do, tell me what I can do, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. As Kimberly said, my name is Elizabeth Goldberg. I'm 23 years old. I live here in DC, and I have epilepsy. And before I tell you my story, I just want to let you know this is the #1 question that I am asked. What medication are you on? I am on Lamictal, so that everyone knows. And now that that's out in the open, I'll tell you my story. Today, the point I want to make especially is that I am not successful and fulfilled as a person despite my epilepsy. I am successful and fulfilled as a person living with epilepsy. So when I was 10 years old, I began to get dizzy. These dizzy spells, as my family called them, we didn't know they were seizures, began happening 20 times a day, where I would fall down suddenly and not feel my fall. They would last only 10 seconds, but they were scary. But what's worse is that my pediatricians thought I was faking something, and a neurologist said, "There's nothing wrong with you, it's all in your head." It took a full year to get it right, and I missed the first 2 months of 7th grade because I was having seizures. While I was thrilled to get a diagnosis, my journey with epilepsy had just begun. I started taking Tegretol, which made me sleepy and sometimes not so fun to be around because it affected my mood. And I had to take a special bus to school, and which I tried to hide from my friends and the other kids because I was afraid they were going to make fun of me. So here, the problem wasn't the seizures. It was the stigma that surrounded epilepsy, the attitude that others have about epilepsy because they are afraid or don't know what it is. How do you explain this to your friends? Even I thought at the time epilepsy was pretty weird. I wished that epilepsy had never happened to me. As a teenager, I was resentful. Why me? Why are my parents bugging me? Why are they not letting me do normal things like ride a bike and walk into school or swim, or are concerned about me even staying up late? Why do I have to take pills that make me tired and unfocused in school? However, things got better. I did very well for a while, and I was very lucky that on the whole, I was having seizures very infrequently. But in high school, my medication stopped working, and I needed to switch to new meds, which really messed things up for a while. I had to miss activities I loved and leave school because I was so tired of the time just falling asleep in math class. Like, it might be boring, but I was really falling asleep in math class. But how do you explain that away? My friends started getting their driver's licenses, and I couldn't. However, when I was 16, I decided to figure out the answer to one question. How can I use epilepsy and not let epilepsy use me? Now, here's an important fact about me. I love to dance. So when I was a junior in high school, I decided to have a dance party for my friends, i.e. as many people as possible. But before I sent out invitations, I realized that I had a lot of stuff already, and there was really no reason to ask for gifts. So at the time, I knew a little bit about the Epilepsy Foundation, and obviously epilepsy is a very important issue for me personally. So instead, I asked my guests to give gifts to the Epilepsy Foundation. I raised over $2,000. However, the money wasn't the best part of the party. Since I didn't really talk about my epilepsy that much in general, a lot of the people who were there had no idea I had it. They asked, why the Epilepsy Foundation? So now I had an opportunity to tell them about epilepsy in a way that was empowering, not embarrassing. Yeah, I have epilepsy, but I lead a normal life like a normal kid. I define epilepsy. It does not define me. I started working on the Entitled to Respect campaign, which at the time the Epilepsy Foundation was doing as a campaign directed toward teens with epilepsy and also in general to eliminate stigma, and my involvement increased. I went to Capitol Hill and lobbied Congress to give more money for epilepsy education and research to improve the lives of people with epilepsy and their families. Then, I was nominated for the board of directors of the National Epilepsy Foundation. These are the people who set the mission and goals and activities of the foundation. I was 17 and the youngest board member ever. Well, we can fast forward 6 years to today. I'm still involved with the Epilepsy Foundation. I'm the chair of the National Youth Council. I went to and graduated from college. Now I work with the Kennedy Center and live independently. And I still face the challenges of epilepsy daily. But I play French horn, and I ran a half marathon in August because that was just something I wanted to do. I don't drive, but I take the metro, like most people in DC, and hopefully some of you got here today. I go to concerts. But like many of you too, I have a life that is impacted but not defined by epilepsy. I have an amazing family who supports me, although we're not without our battles sometimes, as I'm sure many teens and adults have experienced and hopefully talk about later today. But they're so supportive, and I'm so fortunate to have them. I have friends who care about me and my health, but don't care that I have epilepsy. I have normal friendships and relationships. They say it makes me a strong person, and I agree. Dealing with epilepsy has made me a stronger person and only makes me more passionate to accomplish my goals. If I could just tell you one thing today, it's that you can lead a normal life with epilepsy, just the life that you want. My story is not unique. I lead a life that's informed but not defined by epilepsy. I am a successful and fulfilled person, not despite epilepsy, but as a person living with epilepsy. And you can be too, as you are for sitting here today. Thank you so much for your attention, and enjoy the rest of your conference.